Hello everyone, in this video I'll be showing you the best hero team-ups in Marvel Rivals Season 1 ranked on a tier list. We got a lot of really great ones this season, like the ability for the Human Torch to empower Storm's ultimate here with the Fire Tornado, enhancing its length in how long it's going to burn for. I'll be breaking down all of these on the tier list here. The first one we'll be touching on is actually the Black Widow and Hawkeye's team-up. The team up with Black Widow and Hawkeye gives them the Super Sensory Hunt here. Basically what this does is you can use your ability here. It's kind of like Hawkeye's ultimate where you can just attack the after images and it'll deal damage to the target. It's pretty strong, but there's definitely some stronger on this list. And Black Widow's not really that amazing of a hero compared to the rest of the heroes in this game. Pretty much every other hero is going to be more effective than her. So this team up, it's cool, but it's just a bit outclassed by all the others here. So I'd actually say this one's probably B or C tier, just due to Black Widow not being crazy strong. It is a nice team up overall, but yeah, probably somewhere B to C tier. And if you're using two long range heroes, your team's going to get dived. That's just, you don't want to really, it's kind of the same thing with some of the other teams here. Like having two of the same kind of hero sometimes isn't always the best. But going from one of the worst ones, we're actually going to get into one of the better ones here with the team up for Winter Soldier and Rocket Raccoon and Punisher. So basically what happens here is Rocket Raccoon will throw down an ammo pack for us. This gives us a very quick firing gun, and it has infinite ammo at this point. So not only is this gun very accurate, you can ding off headshots like nobody's business, it gives you infinite ammo so you don't have to reload. What's also crazy is it'll increase the shot rate of your shotgun. So if you have a tank that comes up close, this isn't illustrating it the best if it's my ability, obviously, because we can't get a tank really close. But the attacks, like you can literally like do so much damage with it. You can see here, like a single pump at close range takes out a lot of their health. So if you're increasing the speed of fire that much, it's deadly. That's not just the Punisher. Also with Winter Soldier, the team up for Winter Soldier is pretty crazy as well, because it's going to let you shoot faster, which your gun does a lot of damage, has a bit of splash damage to it. And if you can nail a bunch of headshots, it's going to do a crazy amount of damage to targets. So this one is very, very nice. Since Bucky's gun is only a 3-round magazine, it does refresh anytime you use your abilities. So that's another nice part about it. But this just gives you unlimited ammo. Need I say anymore? This one is very powerful, and it's been shredding people all season long, and that's why Winter Soldier will be removed from it. So for that, we'd have to say S tier. It's just very, very powerful. Next, we got the Chilling Charisma for both. We need both the Luna Snow and Iron Fist here. So this will actually empower Luna Snow to give herself another attack here. So with this ring, it can actually heal your teammates. What it'll do is it'll create this ring here, which will harm enemies and heal your teammates there. Luna also has a little bit of a glow on her character, so this is what it does there. You see the pushback. It also heal up your teammates a bit too. So it's nice because if you get into a panic spot where you're getting dived, you can keep your team alive and your other healers alive, as well as push back the targets. This one's pretty nice, but it has a 20-second cooldown, and it's very situational, although it is very nice to have whenever you are in a situation where you require it. Because let's say your team's getting jumped here and you want to be able to help out, boom, you can heal them, push them away. So it's a nice ability. Playing Iron Fist, I'm not going to comment, I guess, too much on Iron Fist being on the team. He's a good hero, but I feel like there's better team ups out here, so I will put this one just in the B tier. Like it's nice. It's a nice to have thing for Luna Snow being the best healer. Yeah, we'll cut it off there. I think this is actually a better team up with Luna Snow here if we're to actually pair this with Namor. Now this team up is going away into season 2, unfortunately, but it'll still buff up Jeff the Landshark. So basically what happens whenever you have a Luna on the team, you got your normal monstrous spawn here that you can throw in, but you also get a icy one, which will have increased damage. And what's nice about it is it'll also apply a slow effect on enemies. So Namor being the best anti-dive hero, because of these squids being so effective at just reducing any targets that come into your sight, it does have a pretty quick cooldown too, because by the time it's out, you only have to wait like 6 or 7 seconds here for it to be back, which is really nice. So the squid itself is going to be changed into a gamma squid with even longer range and faster firing shots. So into season 2, I think Namor is going to still be very, very powerful, and this team up especially is pretty crazy. So yeah, Namor is a pretty fun hero, and I think that this team up is probably high A tier to S tier. I'm just going to put in the S tier for right now because this is very effective. Jeff also gets a boost from this as well. It boosts up his attack And whenever he has this up, you basically create these ice surfaces below enemies. It'll apply a bit of a slope. Although this one isn't as good as the effects that Namor gets on his squids. Next, we have the psionic disc between Magik, Black Panther, and Psylocke. This will be going away. It'll be changing up into season 2. So what happens is basically if you're taking damage, you can use this to rewind time and get bonus health equal to the damage that you took. So you can always heal that back. So it's pretty nice. I do think that there's probably better ones too here, because this is one that's a little bit, it's actually very situational to want to rewind time. But it is nice. I'll give it that. So Psylocke's gonna be removed from it. It'll be just going to Black Panther and Magik here soon. But still, it's a pretty decent one. I'd have to say probably it can be a lifesaver at times. So probably high B tier to A tier, especially if you know how to utilize this well. It can be pretty annoying. Next, we got ourselves a fun team up with Squirrel Girl and Spider-Man. So Spider-Man and Squirrel Girl went to university together. And with this, you can do your C attack, and basically it's going to give you this throwing thing, which will grapple enemies into a spot here. Now, Squirrel Girl already has like a way that she can literally do like 2 crowd controls back to back. So getting a third one isn't like a crazy difference, but it's definitely annoying. You don't get hit by it very often. Squirrel Girl is also a very easy character to play because you can just literally lob these nuts and they can bounce off the ground and take out targets there. So having something that's able to make her shots hit more frequently is nice. But yeah, I don't know if this is really the most effective one here in the game. So with that, I'd have to say this team up is probably, you know what, I might put this one A tier and put this one in the B tier, something like that. Next, we got ourselves the Fantastic Four. This is the biggest team up. Basically, what happens is Susan Storm will empower the rest of the team to be able to use this psionic armor here, which will give you some extra bonus health whenever you're getting attacked, which is really nice. So you can see there, we're getting harmed, but we're getting bonus health back. It's only 50 damage there that you can recover, which is, it's something, but I feel like this being the biggest team up, they can't make it too overpowered, because if everyone got some pretty crazy powers like the team up with Rocket and and Punisher Winter Soldier, then it would just become super overpowered. So I think this one's nice because it just gives tanks like the Thing and pseudo tanks like Mr. Fantastic here a bit of extra survivability. So it's nice, but I wouldn't say it's like super necessary. The fact that it affects all 3 of them is nice though, and having the Thing and Mr. Fantastic on a team alongside Susan Storm is actually somewhat viable. Susan Storm being by far the best on the team, but yeah, I'd have to say that this one is I would probably put it somewhere around the B tier, a high B tier. It's nice because it offers health to the Human Torch as well, who is someone that's sometimes a little bit tricky to get heals with. So we'll probably put this around the B tier. Next, we got one of the most overpowered team ups that is getting a big change, and unfortunately removing Doctor Strange. He will be getting a team up with Scarlet Witch instead. I love this as someone that plays Doctor Strange a lot. Basically what happens is whenever we have the Hulk around, it doesn't actually apply when Banner's out, so we need the Hulk. And whenever Hulk comes out, basically I guess you do get with Banner. Basically what happens is our gamma magic, or our dark magic, becomes gamma magic, and it will no longer give us the anti-heal, but it'll go from a 1.3 to a 1.4 damage taken out in the enemy. So what's crazy about this is you can actually use this to do crazy amounts of damage with your ultimate. What you want to do is you want to get your darkness or your gamma magic built up, so it looks something like this. Since this doesn't apply the negative health to you, using your whip will give you 10, and then each dagger will give you a good amount as well. So you can stack this up pretty quickly. And once you have it maxed out, you're going to use your Eye of Agamotto here, and then you're going to see you can like one-shot anyone with that, because when it rips a soul out, you deal damage to both of them. Now that's not even the craziest part of this. It's nice to have it on Doctor Strange, as someone that likes to play as an assassin. Doctor Strange, it's nice to build up the dark magic and then kind of run back with it. With this team up with Iron Man, it gives him his the gamma energy, and the beam becomes literally just a delete beam. It kills things so quickly, it's crazy. He also gets more damage on his attacks here. Normally they get the extra splash, but you can see it's crazy how much damage it does, making Iron Man a scary opponent to go against. Doctor Strange will be getting taken over by Namor, and he will get those gamma squids, which are very crazy. So this one I would say it's S tier. This is the reason that Hulk gets banned. Yeah, we'll probably put that there. These 3, Namor gets banned often, Hulk gets banned often because of these. Next, we got ourselves the fastball special. This is a fun one between the Hulk and Wolverine here. So basically what happens is you can get them to initiate a lift, and so the Thing and the Hulk there can both throw Wolverine, and then what happens is they will throw you. You don't have any control over it, unfortunately, but if you have a good character here, you can literally just get right in and start slashing. It's nice because once you get thrown in, then you can bring them back. There's been some crazy strategies here. Wolverine is very scary. Having like Wolverine, Iron Man, Doctor Strange, and Hulk together works very well, actually, because yeah, you can literally become a just a very frightening target to go against. So literally all they have to do is they throw you towards the tank. What you're going to do is you're going to go in attacking them, and then afterwards you're going to jump and bring them back as well, continuing the carnage. It's pretty crazy. Just an insane amount of damage. So again, just to show it off, because this one's really fun. You can get strategic with it. You do have to, it's more benefited if you're playing with someone where you can like read and call out what you're going to do. So yeah, you can run in, kidnap a tank, bring them back, and then have yourself in a better position. It's also nice too if you want to jump in with the and then pop your ultimate too. It's great because then you got so much mobility to move heroes around. I think this is a very good team up, especially on communications. Otherwise, you're at the whims of whatever's going to happen with the Thing or Hulk. So that is something you got to keep in mind. For this one, I'd say it's A tier. Having a tank and a tank shredder is kind of a nice combination. Having a brawler too, you can have Hulk go in and start harassing their healers, and then Wolverine can just shred down their tank. The strategies you can do with this are pretty crazy. Next, we got ourselves a fun one. I really like this as someone that plays Mantis a decent bit. There's a team up with Adam Warlock, Mantis, and Star-Lord, which gives them all a revive. So basically what happens here is if you're just playing along, you can get taken out, and then you get you basically get a revive. Similar to Adam Warlock's revive. Where this becomes really useful is applying consistent pressure with your heals. So now you have 2 healers that can come back once every 120 seconds. And once you come back, you do have to wait again, the 120 seconds there. But the nice thing about it is, yeah, you keep the pressure on the enemies. So same thing with Adam Warlock and his. Star-Lord also gets it so you can keep DPS pressure. And I think this is a very important thing. And this is a kind of a meta pick right now. If you're going to go triple supports, Adam Warlock, Mantis, and then like Luna Snow or Rocket or Cloak and Dagger, those 3 are great because you can provide the consistent heals that overcome. Since both Mantis and Adam Warlock have heals that are on a resource, it's nice to have a healer that's a bit more consistent with theirs. So for that, I would actually say this one is high A tier as well. This might be the best of the A tiers here, just because it applies consistent pressure on heals, which is something you definitely want. Next, we got ourselves, it's a pretty cool one with Cloak and Dagger and Moon Knight. So this one actually did get changed too. So Moon Knight is able to create these darkness zones here. So you can pop this up, they can't see you, and you get healing over time. So if you're taking damage, you can pop into your little darkness. They don't know what's going on. They just see that zone on the ground. Some people will try to shoot towards it. But what's nice about this is you can literally use that if you're, let's say, getting jumped. You can hop into this as Moon Knight and you're safe. So yeah, it's a decent team up. I think it's nice because Dagger is kind of like the antithesis of Moon Knight, since Moon Knight is all about dealing damage in an area of effect. She's about healing in an area of effect, so it's actually an interesting combination. This one's decent for Moon Knight. I might put it somewhere in the B tier. I think it's a little bit better than the Squirrel Girl one because the healing for Moon Knight is nice. But next we got ourselves one of my favorites that is going away, the Scarlet Witch team up with Magneto. Magneto will be getting a team with Emma Frost, which looks insane. It allows him to create a duplicate of himself and even do double shields, which is kind of cool. But with this, basically what it does, so you normally have an attack radius about 25 meters-ish with the splash there. So this is dangerous if you have someone that's a little bit longer away from you. This will let you do attacks from a very long range, so you can literally just shred down people if you're like far back and you're trying to dive, or you're trying to take out their healers, because normally you just have that attack range until your things blow up there. So with this, it's really nice because you can use that just for the extra range that it gives. I think that this makes Magneto pretty scary because you never know, you might be going against those longer blades. They only get an extra I think it's 5 or 10 damage. It changes so that the blade does more than the spell field, which is the spell field's the explosion from it. But it's very strong nonetheless, because with Magneto, you need the range. He's an interesting tank. He does provide very great defense, but being able to poke at the healers is a really nice ability. So with that, I would say that this team up I don't want to say it's S tier. It's probably high A tier. I would say probably somewhere around there. I may even move this around a little bit. So next we got ourselves.
Here they are now.
This one is not good. I'll be honest with you guys. I'm a big fan of Groot. I'm a big fan of Rocket. With this, you can ride on Groot's back. That's cool. But the problem is this makes you a huge target because people are trying to hit headshots. You become a giant headshot on top of it. It's cool in certain instances, like to be able to run around on Groot and be able to like shoot off, and you can heal him really easily because you have this here and you can just shoot the orbs down. But the problem is, especially with Jeff, whose hitbox is, his head is like massive and easy hitbox, even though he has reduced damage, and this does reduce the damage you take. It's not that great. Like, it's good with Jeff because then you can just do the splashed heals over time, but even then it's not that great. Especially with like Moon Knight or anyone with like a area of effect attack, they're going to be able to hit both you and Groot. I actually think that this one, especially with someone like Rocket, who really thrives off just being a slippery little runaway character, so you can run away and hover down. This is how Rocket's meant to be played, not right in front of everybody on your tank. So with that, I'd actually put this one in the D tier. It's not that good, I'll be honest with you guys. Next, we got ourselves a cool team up with the Thor, Hela, and Loki. This is a cool one because let's say you're about to get taken out. This does take a bit of time. And once Hela gets a KO, it brings you back to life. Another thing too is whenever Hela takes an enemy when you have health, it'll give you bonus health there, which you can see is starting to chip away. So an extra 100 health when she takes out a target, or if you get downed, it'll bring you back with 500 health. So I got taken out there, and you leave behind a little hammer. And then once Hela gets her KO there, anytime now, it brings us back. So that's really nice because you can use that to literally keep the pressure again. Similar with some of the other ultimates here, having that consistent pressure is really nice because that can keep a position moving, and that's super important. So great because it brings back not only a tank, but a healer. I think that this one is really good as well. This team up is not going away either. So with this, I'd have to say this is an A tier one. This is really nice, especially if you can get the revive off at a clutch moment because Hela's damage is so good. But next we got ourselves Storm and Human Torch. This one's fun, but in practice, it's not as good as you'd think because there's a couple things here. So using 2 flyers, it's nice, but Human Torch is not as good as like Iron Man or Storm, unfortunately. The other thing is you have to use 2 ultimates to make one ultimate better. So this will empower her ultimate, but you have to use yours all the same. So if Storm's crazy and gets like 3 or 4 KOs, you're gonna at max only get 3 KOs, 4, I guess 4 if maybe they respawn really quickly and run into the tornado stupidly. But you're also running you're gonna be running 2 DPS heroes that are flyers. So the enemy can just swap to like a Punisher, or Spider-Man can even jump healers or flyers really well. And the problem with that being is they're pretty much toast. So yeah, this one has a high opportunity cost, costing 2 ultimates to buff up an ultimate, and it may not be at the most crucial time. So I actually think this ultimate is probably C tier, just because I'll put it B tier because it's decent damage, but you got to take into context you're running 2 flyers, and Storm is really good, but Human Torch definitely needs something different about his kit to make him a bit more viable. So yeah, we're going with that. Next we got ourselves Peni, Venom, and Spider-Man. This one I actually really like as someone that has Lord Peni. This team up is not one that you use a lot as Peni because basically what happens is you get this. It lasts longer as Peni, so you can do your like spider attack here. It'll push enemies back and deal a bit of damage. That's good if you're getting jumped by like Wolverine, I guess. But it really is good for Spider-Man because with Spider-Man, it gives you access to another combo. So basically what happens here is you'd be going in to do your Spider-Man combo, and this one's full of, or empty of health there. So I guess I'll repeat there. You web tracer, pull them in, and then boom, and then I missed the attack off on there. So you're gonna web them up, pull them in, uppercut, and then pop that as soon as possible. With both of those, you can see there, it does a lot of damage. You can take out healers extremely quickly. So this makes Spider-Man actually very scary because you can pop that ultimate, or you can pop that combo really quickly, taking enemies out very fast. It's okay for Peni, but it's amazing for Spider-Man. So with that, I'd probably put it in the A tier just because of the benefits that it brings to Spider-Man alone. Just makes him a healer killer. Without that, Spider-Man's still good, but not as good as the others. Now, finally, we got ourselves Storm, Thor, and Captain America. And this one, unfortunately, is going away. I really like it. I play Thor a lot. He is getting his anchor bonus to his health, so that's at least nice. For Storm, what it does is, like, normally you're doing your attacks here, blah blah blah, you do your attacks, you get this other attack that'll chain, which is nice. So whenever this revives here, you'll see you go boom, and then it chains the other target. You get that every 16 seconds. Not amazing for Storm, but it's a nice extra attack, especially if there's a lot of enemies grouped together. Now, its true benefit is with Captain America. So with Captain America, what it'll do is basically you run in, you're causing chaos, you get this, so you do 2 punches, you get shield throws. This basically just makes it so you get shield throws with enhanced damage there, so you can just continually do range attacks at enemies. This is nice because sometimes it's hard to be able to take out enemies with Captain America. That's kind of his whole thing, is he's not the best with damage, but if you get 2 punches and you get those 4 shield throws, which is really nice. This just gives him a bunch of 3 shield throws there. So this is a nice buff, but it's not like the most overpowered or anything like that. So I'd actually say that this one is probably a B tier one as well. I like it. Again, I love Thor, but Thor's team up with Hela is much better. So the best ultimates team ups here, the one with Punisher, Rocket, and Winter Soldier, for a lot of reasons. This will just be saying with Rocket and Punisher now. Still scary, but removing Winter Soldier was a good bet because he's the best DPS in the game. Hulk, Iron Man, and Doctor Strange. I'm going to miss having Strange here, but Namor is getting subbed in. So these are still S tier, I feel like, into the next season. But Luna Snow and Jeff Landshark losing Namor will get pushed down quite a bit. But right now, that's great. Getting the frozen squid for Namor helps protect things like Luna Snow. Anti-dive is super important because of the dive meta right now. A tier, the revives with the Guardians of the Galaxy, super useful for keeping pressure on the enemies. Magneto becomes a DPS kind of tank at this point with the team up with unlimited range, is fantastic. Spider-Man, Peni, and Venom, really nice, especially for the combo with Spider-Man. I actually think Hela's team up is better because it's really nice at just Hela's team up's probably up there. Anything that can keep consistent pressure with reviving a tank and a healer, super useful. And then the fastball special with Hulk and Thing. This is great because Wolverine's so scary, and this is another reason why Wolverine gets banned often, but the Hulk too, because the Hulk can throw him, but the Thing can throw him too. And we also got ourselves a Fantastic Four. Really nice to get the extra health, and same thing with the Psylocke, Black Panther, and Magik team up, giving them a bit of extra health in that rewind. And then also the team up with the 2 Flyers, Storm and Human Torch. And the rest of them here, I think they're all pretty good, but the worst one obviously being Groot with Rocket and Jeff, because yeah, they just become a walking target. You never want your healers out in the front. So yeah, with that, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Hit the subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you all in the next video.